right, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. All praise and double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who brought this truth out many years ago and still to this day preaching this truth. I want to say shalom to all the true believers, the men and the women that's learning, teaching, and seeking the Lord out with all sincerity and due diligence. I want to say to you all shalom. Just back another lesson real quick. And we're going to get straight into it, man. As you know, pretty much this lesson going to be about, trusting in Egypt and trusting in Trump, trusting in this society, trusting in this system is going to fail you, man. Trump come in, become president, saying he's going to end all the wars, but yet this man is steady seeking out the wars. Trump said he's going to do this and do that, but yet this man he's putting troops in every city. One day you're going to wake up, there's going to be troops on every corner, man. I just seen a video yesterday or a couple days ago where it was a bunch of troops, wasn't even the National Guards, pretty much martial law in I think DC or Chicago, man, just walking the streets. And this is the man, and system y'all believe in. And as y'all know, over there in the UK, they're putting out digital IDs, and if you don't have that digital ID, you can't work. And that's something that's gonna come, that's gonna come here, man. It's coming to a place near you, and this is the system y'all trust in. Cause soon everybody's gonna have to make a choice. A lot of people want to have one foot in, one foot out, but eventually you're gonna have to make a choice, man. You're gonna either choose that chip or you're gonna choose the Lord. And a lot of people, the 2/3 of our people, is gonna choose that chip, man. I'll grab an article real quick, and it says breaking Venezuelan President Maduro exposes U.S. war plans. See, but Trump said he's ending wars, but yet he's still promoting wars, man. He says the people of the United States are well aware that what is intended against Venezuela is an armed aggression to impose regime change, to install a puppet government, and to seal its oil, gas, and gold, and all the natural resources of a country that is forging its own path with its own metal. And see, in America don't like that, man. And so Trump right now, he's claiming that, Venezuela, is the biggest drug lord and all this and all that, which is probably true, but Trump has his hand in that. You think Trump really give a fuck about drugs being over here in America? Hell no. Trump wants his oil, he wants his gold, he wants natural resources. What's that Habakkuk 2:5? He is a proud man, never keep it at home, roughly paraphrasing. And that's truth, man. This dude is always in everybody else's country, stealing their natural resources. So we already know this is something that, this man is finna bring war again. But this is the man y'all trust in, man. Got National Guards coming in every city on your block. This is gonna come to a place near you. Even this thing with the UK. They got the right here. It says Bill Gates unveils global digital ID, which will erase non-compliant humans from society. But this is the system y'all trust in, the system that's set up to kill you, the system that's set up to destroy you, man. Right? But everybody want to trust in Trump, thinking our military is the greatest, our military can't be destroyed. But we all know that's not the case, man. People that have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we know that's not the case, right? So the first precept I want to grab is Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 23, and it says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. Right? Now, who would be that rich man? People that got some people that's in power, people of a high stature, people like Donald Trump, your entertainers, your athletes, your actresses, the elites, all these guys that that they put on that they put on the TV in front of you, man. Right? So that rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look at what he said when they extol it to the clouds. See, because everybody's trying to find somebody to cling to. Everybody has faith in something, right? A lot of people has faith in Donald Trump. A lot of people has faith in America's military that it won't fail them. Just like Israel. A lot of people has faith in Israel's Iron Dome. But at the end of the day, if you don't have faith in Yahweh Shah, all that is gonna fail, man. Besides, if you have faith in Trump and America, that stuff will disappoint you. And this beast system is gonna disappoint you, man. So people look at these people and think that Donald Trump is somebody, but Donald Trump is nothing but a gimme, take type guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what America is, and that's what they're trying to do over there in Venezuela. That's what they went over there in Afghanistan, claimed weapons of mass destruction, but over there getting their ass whipped for 20 years, and finally they get to take the resources. They took the gold, they took the oil, all that stuff from over there in Afghanistan, man. And now he's trying to do the same thing to Venezuela. But yeah, this is the man y'all believe in, the man that's gonna bring out these digital IDs. And if you don't comply, your ass is gonna be somebody that's, that has nothing to do with this society. You're not gonna be able to live and survive, right? Let's continue. And it says, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. So if you look at that word poor man, and poor in the blue letter Bible, which the poor is us, the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, but most importantly, the elect, right? And it says, look at that word poor. It says subject to oppression and abuse. Who is right now subject to oppression and abuse? The Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Also, it says needing help, deliverance from trouble, especially as delivered by God, Yahweh. And see, that's us, man. So we are that poor man. So people will look at Trump and them and look at these modern day pastors. And man, almost got into a car accident. Wow. And these modern day pastors, and think that they're doing something, think that they're of an importance because they have that status. And that's what people down here are always searching for, man. You know, people cope with everything but these scriptures. People want to cope with drugs, alcoholism, cope with things of the world, but don't want to turn back to Yahweh Shah, right? Last one, it says general reference to low class. So that's us, man. We at the base, we at the bottom right now, right? Because we're here for a punishment. But again, it says, but if the poor man speaks, which is the elect, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help overthrow him. Right? So that's us, man. We could the ones that consider that low stature. Instead of giving us the ear to hear, you know, people turn their back on us, man, because we don't have a church. We're not dressed up in suit and ties. We don't have the money to back us. We don't have that status. So they look at us like we crazy, but in our reality, we have this truth. Trump and them ain't got nothing for you, man. And people gonna see that during Jacob's trouble. You know, these young niggas out here believing on they got faith in their Glock switch. They got faith in their guns and all this different shit. But when the Lord unleashes Esau on our people, man, these dudes in trouble. They have no idea what's coming to them, right? So let's continue. When it says, 1 Corinthians, now we at 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 1 to 26, and it says, for you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many mobile are called. So the Lord is not looking for a man of high stature or of that status, man. The Lord can take a person with autism and come out and make him be able to talk and preach this truth, man. And the only thing he'll be able to speak is the truth and nothing else, right? The Lord can do things like that. But at the end of the day, it says, for you see your calling, brother, not many wise men are after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. So the Lord has called people that's not following after the flesh, man. You know, we're not going after the ways of society. We're going off the ways of these scriptures. So the Lord is not calling a person like P. Diddy. He ain't calling a person like Donald Trump. A person like Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein is considerably supposed to be the smartest man in the world, but yet, you know, he didn't have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. These dudes can't break down the Bible worth a damn. Right? So we're going to continue. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. It says, but Yahweh have chosen the foolish things of the world to confuse the wise. Who are the foolish? That's us, man. Matter of fact, let's look at this. Let's look at this word real quick. I'm looking at this word foolish, see if I can get something out of it. Instead of foolish, they got weak, infirm, feeble. It's not kind of really what I wanted, but anyway, he told us the foolish things in the world. People that, you know, that society look at us as fools. What does it say? You have to be fools for the Lord's sake. So we are fools to the outside society because we're not following the agenda. You know, we're not following after this system. We're teaching against it. We're going against it. We're preaching names that these people don't even know, but yet we confounding these people. We're telling them their judgment. We telling them we already know what's going to happen. We can tell them what's going to happen. We can tell them what's going to happen before they tell us, right? We have that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It says, but Yahweh have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And Yahweh has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. So we are weak, we are feeble in this society, you know, because right now people think we don't have that backup. In our reality, we have the greatest backup plan there is, which is Yahweh Shah, right? While these people trusting in Trump, trusting in their guns, trusting in this system, you know, we trusting in Yahweh Shah. So because we're not going after everything that we're not doing everything that the 2/3 are doing. We're not doing everything that the people of this world are doing, you know. So we are foolish to these people, right? They're choosing the weak things that we can find them, which are mighty, right? Verse 28, it says, and base things of the world, and the things which are despised have Yahweh chosen. Yeah, and the things which are not, to bring to naught the things that are. So that we are the ones who's coming out prophesying against this wicked ass kingdom, man. We are the ones telling Esau that your kingdom is going to fall, that this place will not be rising up again. We are here telling these people, hey, you are going to go into captivity, man. Your people ain't nothing. We are the greatest people on this earth, you know. And these people, you know, can't understand that, man. So the Lord uses us to show his power, you know, because we don't have a lot, like I said, we don't have a church following. We don't have a large following. We don't have a suit and tie. You know, we're not dressed up. We don't have no money behind us like Donald Trump and all these guys, man. You know, people don't expect us to know anything. We are fools to these people. You know, a lot of us out here wearing these garments, you know what I'm saying, just looking like anything damn near. And we are foolish to these people, man. You know, we are at the base. But we the ones who really have this true wisdom, which is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? So let's continue. Proverbs 11:4 says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. See, so people with this high stature, with the status, with the money behind them, you know, these things will not save you in a time of trouble. When Jacob's trouble come and these nuclear missiles are coming, you know, these people not gonna have a leg to stand on, man, right? So like also too, every brother in the truth, they got their own story. Everybody has done some wickedness, and they like, despite that, the Lord chose us anyway. You know, a lot of people was in the streets. A lot of people all of us was going off praying that Jesus Christ is going to these churches before we came here, man. Before we came into this truth. But at the end of the day, even though we have that dirt on our name, our sins and everything is washed away because we have that faith in Yahweh Shah. His sacrifice was just for that, to wash away our sins, which is the children of Israel, right? To wash away our sins and give us another crack at this so we can get it right this time, right? So again, you know, the riches, your status, the wealth, the power that you have will not save you in a time of trouble. A lot of people that's believing in these, you know, elites and believing in this system, believing in Trump and Biden and all that, man. What they're doing is they don't even know that when Jacob trouble comes, these guys gonna go back hiding in their holes in the caves from where they originally came from. These guys not gonna be thinking about you. They're the ones that are sending martial law, you know, on your block. They're the ones when martial law come kicking in your doors and putting guns in your face. Who you think is behind it? Donald Trump and the elites and the so-called white man, the people that y'all trust in this system. They behind all this, man. So people like P. Diddy's status ain't helping him. Same thing with R. Kelly and all these different guys, all these other different guys, man. Their status and their riches not gonna help them in a time of trouble, right? So let's continue. Let's go to James chapter 2, verse 5-7 NIV, and it says, listen, my dear brothers and sisters, have not chosen those who are poor in the eyes of the world to be rich in faith and to inherit the kingdom he promised those who love him, right? So the Lord promised. So the Lord has chosen us, man, the poor, the lowly, you know what I'm saying, the one that's oppressed, the one that needs to be saved, man. Who the hell Donald Trump and they need to be saved from? You know, they're the ones who have all this money. They're the ones that have all this status, right? But we are the ones that need to be saved. Again, it says, listen, my dear brothers and sisters, have not Yahweh chosen those who are poor in the eyes of the world to be rich in faith and to inherit the kingdom he promised those who love him? But you have dishonored the poor. Who have dishonored the poor? You know, Esau, Edom, the so-called white men, and all these different nations, even the 2/3, they have dishonored us. They scoff at us every time we on the streets. You know what I'm saying? They come up to us, want to talk shit, you know, want to disown the names of the Lord. We tell them the true names of the Lord. We tell them that the Esau and the so-called white men is going into slavery. These guys won't even believe it. They'll laugh at you, man. Right? They'll never know what the hell is going on. They'll just laugh at you, keep it moving, scoff, and all that stuff. But you have dishonored the poor, right? It says, is it not the rich who are exploiting you? Are they not the ones who are dragging you into court? Are they not the ones who are blaspheming the noble name of him who you belong to? See that? So the people that y'all trust in, they are the ones who are exploiting you, exploiting your secrets. Look how they did Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby got too big for his britches. Bill Cosby was known as a great actor, had a good name, but then he tried to buy a TV company. What Esau do? Esau had like 70-some women come out and say, oh, he raped me, and played that rape role and gave this 73-year-old man like 3 years in prison time, man. Destroying this man, exploiting you, you know, putting you to shame, calling you everything other than what you really are. It says, are they not the ones who are dragging you into court? Right? You know, what is that scripture? They are not as in trouble like other men. These laws are made for us, man, not for them. They don't get in trouble like us, right? These guys get away with murder, they get away with rape, they get away with robbery, everything. Rape, robbery, murder, that's all Esau do. The biggest terrorist, the bloodthirsty, bloody man, the bloody deceitful man, that's Esau Edom, man. They get away with everything because this is their heaven, this is our hell, man. And see, the 2/3 cling to these people, not knowing that these are the people, the same people that you trust in, the same system that you trust in is the same system that's exploiting you. Are the ones that's drag you to the court, are the ones who are blaspheming the noble name of him who you belong to, changing the names of the Lord, making him a soft, feminine looking white man when he was an austere man, you know, rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? They was intimidated by that figure, so they painted over it. Who wants to believe that a so-called dark-skinned, so-called black man is a god? Who want to believe that the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are gods, man? They don't want to believe that. Again, are those not the ones who are blaspheming the noble name of him who you belong to? Right, so that's the people y'all trust in. The same people y'all trust in are disowning you, you know, are making you look stupid in front of people. They just because they give you stimulus checks, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean nothing. These people don't give a damn about you. They give you that just so you can destroy yourself, man, because they know it's gonna go right back into their pocket. They give you these damn stimulus checks. These niggas gonna hit the club up, you know, hit up the liquor store, go to these dispensaries, do all these different things, man. But yet, these the people y'all trust in, man. You know. Y'all think he y'all savior because he giving y'all stimulus check. Now he talking about sending another $2,000 stimulus check out. That's all because they know y'all sheep and they know y'all easy to manipulate, man. That's why we gotta be rooted and embedded in Yahweh Shah. If your foundation and your trust isn't built into the Lord Yahweh Shah, then your foundation is gonna crumble. Whoever you believe in during that time is gonna have to save you during that time. So if you believe in Donald Trump, God damn it, during Jacob's trouble and them nuclear missiles hit, that's who you're gonna be calling on. That's you gonna be trusting on, and your ass gonna be destroyed, man. You're gonna be missile food. Now we have Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 19. Many are in high place of renown, but the mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Snarky. Let's look up that word meek. Who is the meek? Damn, don't even let me do it. And see who is the meek. That's us, man. The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You know, the humble. And in order to be humble, you have to be put down and be brought down low, man. And these 2/3 niggas can't handle that, man. Because when you come to this truth, I just seen a lesson my cousin Live and them did, and my brother Hope. And he said, I think he said something about this coming to this truth is full of pressure. Yeah, it's pressure, man. We have nothing but pressure on us. Pressure to get this work done. Pressure to live as rightly as possible in this hellhole. You know, it's pressure, everything. Pressure, because what is that word temptation? That word temptation means trial. Everybody got to go through that trial, man. And that's nothing but pressure because you got to come out. You got to come out on top. Ain't no quitting, ain't no giving up. You know what I'm saying? And that's why these 2/3 don't want to turn back. They rather turn to Donald Trump into this world, because when you come into the truth, it makes you correct yourself. It makes you look in the mirror, man. It makes you take accountability. It makes you own up to your bullshit. It makes you get in order. And these 2/3 people, 2/3 guys and the rest of this world don't want to get in order. They love wickedness, man. They love living in sin, right? So like I said, we nobodies to these people, man. We fools, you know what I'm saying? They not in awe when they see us, right? If anything, they just care to see what we're talking about, and then once we finally tell them, they act like they want to hear, but then they walk away and talk shit. Oh, them dumbass niggas, man. They ain't nobody. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. Jesus Christ all day. You know how these motherfuckers be, man. Continue on Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Now we have verse 20. It says, for the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Let's start from 19 again. It says, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 19. Many are in high place and of renown, but the mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Verse 20, for the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. Again, who is that lowly? That's us, the depressed, the ones that need to be saved, the one that needs to be delivered, man. That's the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the elect, right? So he is honored by us, you know what I'm saying? Because just like how he brought us out of Egypt, you know, then he took us to the wilderness for 40 years, the same way here, man. We here again. We here because we here for captivity. We here for punishment, to be humble, to learn how to have structure, to learn how to have order. This is practice, man. We're practice to live. We practice in what do you say? We practice in the righteous acts, right? That's what GMS Kingdom minded, man. And that's what we doing. Practice these righteous acts to try to live as possible, live as righteous as possible, be more like Yahweh Shah, you know, every day, man. Right? So he is honored by us, man. The fools that society calls us, man. You know, the hate group that everyone says we are. You know, why? Because the people of the high stature, you know, they think they're God, they think they're invincible, and we've been humbled, so we know what's real now. We know we've been humbled, and we have this truth, man. The fact that we was able to humble down through the grace of the Lord, and now we have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? I guarantee if we never would have been humbled, the Lord's not dealing with no proud ass person, man. If you think you more than what you are, the Lord would definitely humble you and bring you down low, man. Hey, I've been through it. I know. Trust me, I lost every damn thing at one point. By the grace of the Lord, I gained some of it back. But at the end of the day, we're not trying to survive down here. This ain't what it's about, right? But the Lord will test you. You will go through trials and tribulations, man, and you're going to have to come out on top, man. This ain't no joke. And the best way to come out on top is sticking to these scriptures. When you go through your trials and tribulations, you can't cope with drugs. You can't cope with alcoholism. You can't cope with all the things of this world, right? You can't go after your lust pleasure. When you go through your trials, man, you're supposed to get closer to the Lord. You're supposed to cling to Him even more, right? And be proud, because a person that ain't going through shit, you need to be worried, right? But if you're going through this, if you in this truth, if you going through something, man, then most of all, you probably in the right place, right spirit, right? Now we at Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Verse 10, and it says, make the hearts of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed. So the Lord don't even want to heal these people, man. You know, that's what does the Lord say? I pray for them. I pray not for the world. Who is them? That's the elect, the people that's going to turn back, the people that trust in Yahweh Shah. A 2/3 nigga can't come into this and think he finna get saved, man. If you trust in the Donald Trump of Jesus Christ, then goddamn it, the Lord ain't gonna deal with you. That's why He said, make the heart of these people fat, make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see. The Lord don't want to wake them up. He want to keep them low just so He can kill their ass. If your heart desires everything but Yahweh Shah, the Lord is going to give you those things what your heart desire, just to set up to destroy you. If you desire a woman, the Lord will give you a woman, and that woman can be a stumbling block. She can knock you off your path. If you desire money, you'll think you are more than what you really are. You think you got that money by yourself, not acknowledging the Lord, and then you lose yourself over that money. For the love of money is the root to all evil, man. Roughly paraphrasing, right? So the Lord don't want to wake these people up, man. Right? The Lord is shutting their understanding, you know. So the Lord, he don't want them to receive this truth. So He don't want to save them, you know. And that's a cut too. That Yahweh Shah said, I pray for them. I pray not for the world. You know how they got that scripture, John 3:16? He says, God so loved the world. He's talking about the world of Israel. He ain't talking about, he ain't talking about the whole damn world, because the world is going to be here regardless. But the end of the world is Esau's rulership. Then we up next. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. Hey, man, these people got to get gone, man. And the Lord don't want to wake these 2/3 niggas up. That's why a lot of times when we on the streets and we're teaching and they don't want to get it, let them get it. I was listening to my cuz, man. He said, let us be. You know what I'm saying? Let us be. If we wrong, let us be. We know we right, but let us be. Right? You don't want to hear it, you go your way and let us follow this path let us follow this path that we supposed to walk. You go following after your heart desires and do what the hell you want, man. Leave us alone. Let us teach this word, man. Let us do our job, man. So we not worried about trying to convince these niggas to come in. These niggas not gonna listen because their mind is shut up by the Lord. Their understanding is shut. Their eyes are closed. Their hearts are fat of the things of this world, of their heart's lust. Right? Let's continue. Right? Like I said, the Lord doesn't want to save everybody, which is why He gave it to us, the humble, the meek, the lowly. And He knows everybody don't want to listen. You know? So the Lord is giving it to the ones who turn back, the ones who He chose, man, the ones who's been humbled, the one who's meek, who's low. Right? The ones who need that, man. Right? Now we got Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9. It says, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom. We should have been like unto Gomorrah, right? So only a small remnant will get saved, and that's the elect, man. That's not the 2/3 of our people going to get destroyed in the fire, right? The ones who teaching this word, who's been chosen teaching His word the proper and correct way, having that faith and living in righteousness, man, we are the ones. We are that very small remnant, right? The 144, the 144,000, man, the 1/3. We are that remnant, right? Because our reality, the Lord has shown us mercy. Because at one point, the Lord was going to take us all out, man, because we went off. But that's why Yahweh took that blunt force trauma, man. He the one took the main abuse, so we can have another chance at this, man. You know, and the 2/3 people, they abusing it. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand, man. Their eyes closed, their hearts fat, their understanding is shut off. Like I said in my last lesson, they're spiritually dehydrated. They don't have that cleansing, right? If you don't have that spiritual cleanse through Yahweh Shah, you are literally dehydrated. Like I said, the Walking Dead, these zombies out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Face all dried up, eyes all bugged out, looking like they need that water, man. They need that spiritual cleansing. And we was there at one point too before we came into this truth, you know? So hey, So the fact that, you know, he gave us the truth, like I said, that's mercy. And mercy can't even be explained, man, because, man, listen, I'm thankful. We got to be thankful that we have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man. You know, even though he's saving all of Israel, the two-thirds got to go through the Lord, got to go through it through death by pain, man. You know, even though he going to save all of Israel, they still got to receive, receive the kingdom through death by pain. What Amon Yasharala say, like coming through another man's nutsack, man, right? 1 Peter 4:18, and it says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Right? So we're scarcely gonna be saved. Just because I got this garment on, I'm teaching this truth, that don't guarantee that I'll be saved. Lord willing, I'm part of that number. But it's a lot of people that's teaching this word, you know, teaching this truth that's not gonna be, man. A lot of people gonna be surprised, right? So again, it says 1 Peter chapter 4:18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Right? So the ungodly say, if we scarcely saved, you know these 2/3 niggas not gonna be saved, man. The Lord is gonna destroy them. Man, the Lord is not playing, man. It's mass shootings every other day. Martial law on people blocks already as we speak, not trying, but they controlling these young niggas. You got ICE out there trying to get the northern tribes and shit, man. Hey, it's over for this world, man. This place is finna go. That's why we not trying to build here. You know, we not trying to be anything great here, but what we doing is speaking this knowledge, speaking this truth and this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, right? So again, it said 1 Peter 4:18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So what's gonna happen to them? If we scarcely saved, what's gonna happen to them? They're gonna be missile food, man. Right? Now back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 18, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of man, for his majesty so is his mercy. So Yahweh Shai is very merciful, where you have that elect, that small remnant that's going to be saved up out here. The Lord will be part of that number. The ones that actually turn back, sacrifice the things of sacrifice, made the bodies a living sacrifice for the Lord, and doing what's right, man, trying to be more like Yahweh Shai each day, having that faith, trying to live in righteousness, trying to, following the commandments to the best of our abilities, man. You know, putting the trust in the Lord, not putting our trust in man, right? We don't trust in, once you come into this truth, man, you get this spiritual cleansing. You see that Donald Trump and them can't do shit for you. When you come into this truth, man, and you have that spiritual cleansing, you see who the enemy is. You know, it shows you how to pray. It shows you how to conduct yourself. It shows you how to carry yourself. It shows you everything that we learned previously before we came into this truth was wrong, man. Right? Trusting in somebody else, trusting in anything other than Yahweh Shai is wrong, man. Building your foundation on anything other than Yahweh Shai is wrong. Right? So we that small remnant, man, the ones that's turned back and living as righteous as possible, like the ways of Yahweh Shai, trying our best to be, trying to live as righteous as possible and live the best to our abilities, if I'm saying it right. So like, I'll be tongue twisting the hell out of myself, reading and talking, damn. Right, again, so we don't trust in man. We trust in Yahweh Shai. Our foundation is built on that rock, right? Even I just seen some yesterday. It was these houses over there in North Carolina, and they're built on sand, right? And that's the 2/3, man. So while these houses were built on sand, like 5 or 9 houses had collapsed and fell down because the waves were strong and the winds were strong, and it knocked the houses down. You see that? And that's the 2/3 of our people. Their foundations is built on sand, stony ground, you know, built on hay, built on stubble, mud and all that shit. But when the storm comes, all that shit's gonna wash away, man. Right? See, our foundation is built on that rock, Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, I do got that. I think I just right here. Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. It says, anyone who listens, we don't read out the NLT, and it says, anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise like a person who builds a house on a solid rock. Right? It says on the solid rock, and that's us. We are that wise man that's confounding the mighty, man. We are the true wise man. These people out here that y'all think are wise are not really wise. Albert Einstein ain't wise at nothing. You know, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, complete fucking imbecile. Donald Trump, he's an imbecile as well. They not wise. We are the wise. Anyone who listens to my teaching and follows it is wise. That's the elect, the 1/3. Like a person who builds a house on a solid rock. That's the elect. We build our house on that solid rock. Who's that solid rock? Yahweh Shai. Though the rain comes in torrents, and the flood waters rise, and the winds beat against that house, it won't collapse because it's built on bedrock. What's that bedrock? Yahweh Shah, that strong foundation. But anyone who hears my teaching and doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds a house on sand. You see that? That's the 2/3. Their foundation is built on Jesus Christ. Their foundation is built on Allah. Their foundation is built on Jehovah, Yahweh, Yeshua. Their foundation is built on just Buddhism, whatever the hell they believe in. Their foundation is built on themselves. Whatever the hell they believe in, that foundation is going to crumble, man. Verse 27, it says, when the rains and floods come and the winds beat against the house, it will collapse with a mighty crash. When Yahweh Shah had finished saying these things, the crowds, we ain't got to go to that. But again, last verse, Matthew 7:27, when the rains and the floods come and the winds beat against the house, it will collapse with a mighty crash, man. And that's the 2/3. Their foundation is built on Jesus Christ. Their foundation is built on Jehovah. Their foundation is built on Allah. All that is bullshit, and that their foundation is going to crumble, and it's going to embarrass them, man. Right? It's going to embarrass them. Trusting in the system is going to embarrass you. It's going to put you to shame, man. Right? Because your foundation is built on sin. When them storms come and them trials and tribulations come at your ass and Jacob's trouble coming, your ass is grass, man. You're going to be missile food. Right? So, just had to grab that real quick. I'm glad that came through the spirit. Jeremiah, now we at the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4-5 out of NIV. My Bible in here? Nope, I left it in the house. It says, though your own fault, you will lose the inheritance I gave you. Though your own fault, you will lose the inheritance I gave you. I will enslave you to your enemies in the land you do not know, for you have kindled my anger, and it will burn forever. This is what Yahweh says, cursed is the ones who trust in man, who draws strength from mere flesh, and whose heart turns away from Yahweh. So the Lord said, curse you. Curse be you if you trust in man. Right? You know, you messing up your blessing, you messing up your inheritance, you still gonna receive the kingdom, but you're gonna be a low status in the kingdom, man. Right? Right? So again, Jeremiah 7, chapter 17, 4-5 NIV says, though your own fault, you will lose your inheritance I gave you. The 2/3, that's their own fault because they don't want to turn back. They don't want to believe in Yahweh Shah. They would rather trust a man than trust in the Lord. I will enslave you to your enemies in the land you do not know, which is why we in America right now. For you have kindled my anger, and it will burn forever. So the Lord was, you know, he pissed off about that. He pissed off because we went off, man, following these false gods, trusting these false gods and this idol worship bullshit. The Lord pissed off, which is why we here right now. You know, we had to be humble, man. Right? Curses the ones who trust the man who draws strength from mere flesh, and whose heart turns away from Yahweh. Right? So that's why these missiles and this destruction have to be played out, man, and played out where most of Israel gonna be. You know, most of Israel gonna be destroyed. That's why this stuff has to be played out, because a lot of our people they trust in their flesh, they trust in themselves, they trust in all these false gods, but they don't trust in Yahweh Shah. So the Lord is gonna burn their ass up with the missiles, man. Right? And in that lake of fire. Right? Now the book of Psalms, chapter 118-8, it says, it is better to trust in the Lord Yahweh than to put confidence in man. Right? So the Lord telling you straight up, it is better to put trust in Yahweh, than to put confidence in man. You put confidence in man because man will disappoint you. Man will fail you. Yahweh Shah will not fail you. He would not disappoint you. Right? He always gonna be there, man. He is that shield. You know what I'm saying? He is that shield that we need, man. And without him, we have no protection. We ain't nothing without Yahweh Shah. We ain't nothing without this truth. We ain't nothing without these scriptures. Like I said, if you're not spiritually cleansed and you don't have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you're literally the walking dead. You're zombies out here, man. You just out here doing and believing what the fuck you want. And that's gonna lead you to your destruction. Just like that show, The Walking Dead. The motherfuckers walking slow, walking in circles, standing in one spot, walking. That's the 2/3, man, doing the same shit over and over every day. Not changing, not bettering themselves, just being the same old dumb niggas it is every day. A bunch of bitch ass, weak niggas, trusting in themselves, trusting in their guns, trusting in their hoods, trusting in Trump, trusting in this system. And this system and everything that you trust in outside of Yahweh Shah will disappoint you, will fail you. Trust me, it will fail you. It will fail you, man. Y'all even, and then when y'all do get to the kingdom, y'all gonna go through a period of having y'all head down and being ashamed because y'all didn't want to turn back to the Lord. Y'all didn't want to believe, right? So your family members that don't want to believe, hey, don't worry about it. They're going to get into the kingdom, but they're going to go through a period of being ashamed. They're going to go through a period of having their head down, man. And that why would you want to be into the kingdom with your head down for not believing? That's embarrassing, right? We gonna know, like, hey, damn, hey, man, I tried to tell you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers gonna get it, man. They really gonna get it. And they ain't gonna be happy until they get it, right? So these people are you people want to try to trust in you, these entertainers and athletes. The Lord telling you again, Psalms 118:8, it is better to trust in Adonai Yahweh than to put confidence in man. All right, now we jump into the Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 13 through 16. It says, this wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed greater to me. There was a little city, a few men within it, and there came a great king against it and besieged it and built a great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man. Who was that poor wise man? That's the elect. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and by his wisdom, having his knowledge, wisdom, understand, delivered the city. Yet no man remembered the same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. So even though he saved the city, he survived. You know, he has the greatest thing you could ever have, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. He's still not, you know, worth anything. You know, he saved the city through the wisdom, but he's still not being celebrated because he's a person of a low status. It's not the wisdom that they know. You know, everybody know the wisdom of this place, right? And wisdom is better than strength. And like I said, what's that strength? That strength could go into your riches, that power. So wisdom is better than having anything that you can imagine, man. Wisdom is better than having money. Wisdom is better than having riches, power, the status. Wisdom is better than having anything else on the earth. Wisdom is, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, it's helped to receive your salvation, man. Immortality, unlimited amounts of information, that freedom, that joy, man. Everything we need is right here in these scriptures, man. Right? What does the Bible say? Basic instructions before leaving earth. It's telling you how to be, telling you how to act, telling you what to do, how to pray, how to have faith, and how to gain faith. It's really not to gain faith. Faith is a gift. But the Bible and this knowledge, wisdom, understanding is here to help you get to that salvation, man. Right? You know, riches can give you power and it can make you somebody in the society, and yet the Lord still chooses us, the elect, man, the lowly, the poor, the humble. We're better than those Jay-Z's. We're better than those Albert Einsteins. We're better than Donald Trump and that fucking complete imbecile Joe Biden. You don't even hear about that nigga no more. That motherfucker probably ain't no telling what the hell he doing, you know. But again, wisdom. Then I said, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. Even though we have this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, our wisdom is despised, man. Our words are not heard because people don't understand and they think we're talking that foolish shit. So when we come at, damn, I lost my spot. My notes. Salaki right here. Yeah, so wisdom is the thing that saved that poor man out of that city, man. And that's the same thing. Wisdom is gonna save us out of this destruction, man. While destruction coming down, salvation going up. And you know, and in order to receive that salvation, you gotta have that knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You gotta have that spiritual cleanse. This old ass white motherfucker, man. Keep your ass on, bro. Quit being nosy. Right? Let's continue. Now we got Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12, and it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. See, and that's the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that the Lord's blessed us with, man. Having His truths makes us scarce, makes us more scarcer, right? Now we're gonna read that same scripture out in NIV, and it says, I will make people scarcer than pure gold, more rare than the gold of Ophir. And if you look up that word scarcer in the Blue Letter Bible, and it says to esteem, be prized, be valuable, be precious, be costly, be appraised. To be precious, be highly valued, be esteemed, be costly. To be appraised, again, to make something precious. So again, so the men of the Lord who have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we are prized, man. We are more valuable than these Jay-Z's. We are more prized than any other, you know, rich man of a person with status out here. We're more costly, we're more appraised, we're highly valued more than these people out here because we have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Right? So when the time comes when everything's shut down, the only ones who are gonna be standing is the man of the Lord that has his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. Right? Because we followed the instructions of the Bible, we knew what to do. The Lord showed us the way, and we followed the way of the Lord. We didn't follow the path of Donald Trump. We didn't follow the ways of the system. We ain't taking that mark. We ain't taking that chip. which is the RFID chip, is the mark of the beast, we not taking that, man. Right? We not going off. We not worried about Donald Trump. We not trusting in none of these guys, man. We not worried about none of these dudes. Right? We trusting in Yahweh Shah. That's who we trust in. That's who we put our faith in. That's who we put our hope in. Not no Trump, not no Biden, not no Kamala Harris. This bitch coming out, you know what I'm saying, claiming to be black and she ain't black. Bitch, shut up. You know, Cardi B. You know, that's the people, and then the people, y'all want to believe in these people, but they set y'all up with the dumbest motherfuckers in the world, man. You know, they set y'all up to be stupid. Cardi B, very influential to these women out here, man, and these bitches be following her. This bitch pregnant by Stefan Diggs, nothing while she's married. This is what they promote. Even on Netflix, everything is sexualized now, but this is the system that your people trust in, right? Esau is an unwise king, and he's leading this world to destruction. The Lord put this man in power to show us how not to be, man. Right? Putting Cardi B in front of you, a person like Donald Trump, or you know, a person with gold grills in their mouth and big ass chains and you know all this bullshit in their mouth that they don't, you know what I'm saying? They trying to get you to be like that because they know our people are sheeple. They know our people are easily influenced. So they place somebody in front of you just so you can follow that person, man, to keep you away from your power. And that's why Esau has to go. So the same people y'all trust in is exploiting you, setting you up to fail, man. They don't want your best interest. Yahweh Shah want all of us to make it. But yet our people don't want to turn back. They want to stay in this world because they love wickedness. They love sin, man. Right? They're not worried about trying to be great. They're not worried about trying to have that immortality. They're not worried about having that salvation. All they want to do is sin, turn up every goddamn day, sleep with other man's wives, smoke, drink, all this kind of do drugs, anything you could think of to make them cope and to make them think everything is okay. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing that our people are following after people like this. But that was the end of the lesson. That was the last precept, you know. So I truly hope this lesson was edifying. Put your trust in Yahweh Shah. Your foundation has to be built on Yahweh Shah in order to survive this thing, man. Because we come into these times. Jacob's trouble around the way. They got these digital IDs in the UK. Now it's coming about. You know it's about to come to America soon. And I got an article too real quick. It says Bill Gates unveils global digital ID, which will erase non-compliant humans from society. We've been teaching about this for years. The mark of the beast is not sleeping with white women. The mark of the beast is not sin. If people is teaching the mark of the beast is anything other than the RFID chip, then you are being led astray, and that's a person you do not need to follow. The RFID chip is the mark of the beast. And again, this article out of the People's Choice. This motherfucker right here, man. Can't stand these motherfuckers. Bill Gates reveals global digital ID, which will erase non-compliant humans from society. And it says this is not a drill. For years we have been warning, which they claim they've been warning, but in our reality is really yes, we've been warning everybody of the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. We've been warning about the coming system of digital control. Gates, the UN, the global elites, all moving in lockstep to build what they openly call the model of the future, which is the RFID chip, digital IDs. And it says, which will erase non-compliant humans from society, man. So, hey, get ready, man. Hey, if your foundation ain't built on that rock, you're in trouble. But if your foundation built on that bedrock, Yahweh Shah, your foundation built on that, man, then hey, you'll be good, man. Lord willing, you have that faith, right? Lord willing, you chose it. But again, that was the last precept. I truly hope this lesson was edifying. Again, when it faced the east, want to give our praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Again, all praise and honor to the elders and the positive great millstone. I truly hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.